President Donald J. Trump. Some people love him and some people hate him. But is impeachment the answer to remove our arguably most amateur president in history from office? To better understand the situation our country is in and the legal issues laid out in the ongoing Mueller investigation, let's take a look at Impeachment 101. Firstly, let's remind ourselves of the legal grounds for impeachment, which are defined in Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution. The document claims that the President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. While conviction and treason are certainly grounds for impeachment, no president has officially been charged with these before. In the two instances of impeachment in our country's history, charges brought forward by the House fell under the category of high crimes and misdemeanors. And those two instances occurred over 100 years apart. First was Andrew Johnson, who was charged with 11 articles of impeachment by the House of Representatives, but was ultimately acquitted by the Senate. Then came Bill Clinton in 1998 for his infamous sex scandal with Monica Lewinsky. Both presidents were accused of obstruction of justice. Title 18 of the United States Code, which is much too long to quote in its entirety, covers the obstruction of justice clause. Particularly Sections 1503 and 1505 establish that the crime occurs through threat or force to influence or impede a proceeding, or attempting to do so, while in a corrupt mental state. Many argue that Trump's decision to fire FBI Director James Comey is what puts him at risk for obstruction of justice in Mueller's ongoing investigation. While the president normally has the authority to fire and hire, the reasoning behind Trump's decision to prevent further probing into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn raises some red flags. If Trump were to be impeached sometime during his term, it would most likely be for committing the high crime and/or misdemeanor of obstruction of justice by firing James Comey. Other critics of Trump, however, explore different legal avenues to craft an argument. Trump and members of his campaign are often accused of colluding with Russia, but while many people toss around the word collusion, it has no legal bearing in terms of delivering charges. Typically, lawyers associate this word instead with conspiracy, which qualifies as a criminal offense. Conspiracy to commit a crime would then be a second possibility to impeach President Donald Trump. But on what grounds? The crime at stake for now seems to be violating U.S. Code for Election Law, where no American can accept a thing of value from a foreign national. So far, Mueller has no solid proof that Trump had direct relationships with Russia, but those that have worked closely with the president are dropping like flies. Even with lack of evidence to indict Trump himself, Mueller continues to be ruthless in his investigation. So in summary, Trump has two ways of getting impeached: being charged with high crimes and misdemeanors on the grounds of obstruction of justice or on the grounds of criminal conspiracy. While the possibility of Trump getting impeached is debatable, it is important to remind ourselves that even if the House of Representatives should pass any articles of impeachment, the likelihood of seeing 45 being booted from office is highly unlikely. When reflecting on our country's history, no president before has been evicted from the Oval, so those looking for a way out of a 4-year Trump presidency should search elsewhere.